Hello to amazing people, and welcome to another episode of Blueprint, the best puzzle game I ever played. Today we're gonna be diving into the day 37, so if you didn't watch yet, this is a good place to start. You might want to go check out the playlist in the comment and description below the video, watch it from the start to see what it is all about, or even better, just go and play the game yourself. The game's truly amazing. I've been playing it a lot, as you can see on the channel here, and yeah, I tend to finish most of it. Well, most of it, I don't know. I plan to finish quite a lot. Right, so, well, here's our post thing. I'm gonna open right away, right? We got a sleeping mask, a silver key, and some keys. Okay. I wonder what other items we have in our inventory. We should have a key card, right? From the last day we ended in the break room. And, a treasure map. You see, this is a bug. My friend told me about it. It's like an invisible space here. So this game will not let you have duplicate items, but sometimes due to some weird combinations, like for example, if you start the day with an item and then a sleeping mask gives you that item again, the item will actually kind of be in your inventory. It will not display, but it will be there. So for example, if you get a trading post and trade the key card away, we will still have a key card which is sitting here, being all sneaky and invisible. And yeah, I'm surprised this kind of thing is still in the game. Like, you would think after everything is done, and then once you finally have to populate the inventory, you would do one final check for duplicates and then do something about it, but it is what it is. Now, I'm wondering, so today I want to try to do the closed exhibit thing, come into it from behind, and try to operate the controls. I also need to find the vault. I don't know what I want as the outer room. A part of me thinks that I should probably have a reroll ready for the outer room, but you know what, let's just take whatever. I think many different outer rooms will work, so I just hope. Is it possible I get 3 dots? I don't know. Yeah, I feel like many outer rooms are the best if you have them from the start, so I always using this strategy where I just grab it right away. Hovel's really good. Trading post is really good. Even shelter might be cool, but I think we go for the trading post probably here. Or hovel. How confident I am about my gem usage. Would kind of suck that I do everything I need to do and then I run out of gems. So I would usually take trading posts and try to trade away stuff to get vault keys, but I do actually have a vault key inside the coat hanger. So maybe this is better, especially with the nursing station that we have. I'm worried we're gonna get 3 dots, and then we get 2 things which I consider both to be kind of useful in this situation, and now I have to choose one. I'll go with the hovel. I'm gonna try to freeze the. We're gonna try to freeze the gems for tomorrow in the freezer, so we get a nice day tomorrow as well. Sometimes I get amazing days. Last day was amazing. Sometimes I get a bit stuck. It happens. It's not an easy game. Okay, I'm gonna delay picking up the allowance. Wait, no, I picked up the hole, didn't I? Okay, so we're not gonna be able to backtrack too much. So it's maybe better to just pick it up, not be greedy about that as well. Hole is already really greedy, by the way. Actually, trading post would be even greedier. Okay, we're gonna do our usual. Go to on the right side. I like to get to the corner, so we're gonna grab the. Actually, hole is a disaster, I just realized. I'm playing Queen's Gambit as well. Okay, that's not good. I think I made a mistake. This might be a short day. We'll see. Items for sale. We might need some items. We might need some items. Running shoes for sure. We're not gonna need gems. I'll take the sledgehammer. Okay. Oh, veranda's nice. Get a chance of finding items in green rooms. Good. Oh, nice. Well, oh, keys are pretty good. Maybe we don't have to go to the west wing at all. Or at least not until we find the nurse station. That would be real nice. Okay, so I guess this is the item we found in here. The trunk. Okay. Oh, treasure trove. Okay. But I'm also fine skipping the treasure trove this run just because of like I wanna do other stuff. So the plan is I'm gonna like draft the bottom half of the thing, and then we're gonna go to foundation and enter the second part. I'll take a little bit of the left wing, but not too much. I don't know. It would be nice to get the nurse station like somewhere on the foundation side. So we can always come back here later and finish the draft. Okay. Do I actually enter it though? Yeah, I'll do it. That moment when you realize how powerful is the hovel, that you are so strong that you are even considering not entering the storeroom just to save some steps. Insane, but yeah. Okay, security corridor. We can do corridor into something. Another dead end room here would actually be pretty good. Ooh. That's so far away from everything. That's too far away from everything. Okay, maybe we just connect it to foundation then. I mean, that's also an option. Like, if you do it like this, then we can have this spot here. Yeah, we could try that. Like, we put a chapel here, and we use the foundation to try to draft the closed exhibit here, with its backside turned into the chapel. Oh, that's good. That's good. Because last time I just didn't have enough spots for the exhibit in the end. That's really good. I like it. There. Oh, let's do more of that. Yeah, like at the start, this game is more like, hey, let's build a big house. And then later on, it's more like, hey, let's set up things that we want to set up. We have a sleeping mask. Actually, we're going to be fine. We're going to just be just damn fine. We just need to find some bedrooms. I guess bedroom, a nice start. Pretty good location as well. Now, if I'm really serious about the whole closed exhibit here, what would make it even better would be if like here is also a door. You have to be careful though, like there's only so much doors we have and there's only so many steps we have, so if I put a showroom here, later on we're gonna be getting that end and I'm gonna be hitting my head. Yeah, I cannot be that greedy. Okay, I'm gonna grab the guest bedroom here. Oh, a looking glass, nice. Magnifying glass. I don't know why I call this thing the looking glass. It's a magnifying glass. Okay. It'll be fun if one day we find something new in this room. Like, hey, look at that. It's a dog. It looked like a sheep to me. Sheep, not sheep, but it's not. Okay, a bedroom here is actually pretty good, I think. I don't think we need keys. Oh, a shoe triggered while entering a bedroom. That's new. Oh, there's the nurse station again, teasing me. I'll do a pantry here. And then I might actually go to the foundation. Like, we drafted some common rooms, like the nurse station starts appearing. We can now place it somewhere up here. Close to the foundation. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So we got like a potential spot here for the closed exhibit, and here I guess we're gonna build out towards that way. Yeah, it seems like they have like a feature in place which prevents you from like triggering the shoes here on the edge. So to the basement we go. And since we have the running shoes, we can like open the antechamber right away. Like going for the crown now would be good, I think. So like I probably want to go like up here, like straight up. And then we need a nursing station, preferably on the left side of the house, so we can open all the left side locations with our Queen's Gambit. Yeah, Queen Gambit plus the hole really makes us need to play in a very specific way. But we'll have some very powerful rooms as a result, and we'll always be able to draft it. I wonder if it was a mistake not to... Not to just grab the nurse station when it appeared. And now we don't get it anymore. That would be very painful. I'm counting on its rarity being pretty common. Okay. And the north door is opened. We now have access. Okay, so we need 2 more sanctum keys. One is gonna be in the vault, and the other one's gonna be on the king's throne. I have no idea where the king's throne is. We have a couple more puzzles which we need to solve. One is like the closed exhibit thing. One is the gallery thing. One is what else do we have? I can't remember now from the top of my head. We still need to find the blue room 8. Seems like to be a very special kind of room. Maybe it's unlocked by doing one of those things. We need to get to find a microchip to get behind the Blackbridge. Hello, my dear elevator. Yeah, this really helps with drafting when you have access. Not that like the way I drafted this time didn't really help me that much, but we have a plan, we have a goal, we have a dream, and we have a key card. So we can't be stopped by these. Ooh, a hallway here will be nice, right? Oh, it's turned the wrong way around. Okay. We could grab the observatory. The reason why I'm thinking about the observatory here is like I would be able to redraw rooms using stars. That's very powerful. We can still exit through here, so yeah, sure. Right, Mr. Observatory, give us what we need. So this is what we went for, the inkwell. You may spend stars to draw new floor plans. So if you get a bad draw, we can redraw it. And we also get, what is this? The key. And we'll actually be able, by using the inkwell and spending certain amount of stars every day, we can actually set up the observatory to give us exactly what we want. So, for example, I don't know, you want Diamandus Major? Well, you just end the day with 60 stars. So when you enter the observatory, you're gonna have 61, you're gonna get the inkwell and the Diamandus. Draxus the Dead. Green rooms are more likely to contain special flowers today. Everything's 50% off today. Oh, that's also pretty good, the sale. We could use the sale. I like the sale. we'll be able to like buy out the showroom with that probably. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling right now, the sale. Rooms with 4 doors are more common today. Yeah, and by using exactly certain amount of stars at the end of the day, you can stay on that amount and just get exactly what you want the next day as well. That seems so good, actually. Okay, now we need to branch out, which on some days it's gonna be more valuable to use stars or rerolls than others. I think this day is one of those days because like we have a hovel, so we're very greedy, so we need something to help us out. This is actually locked. I kind of want the room with many doors here. I mean, usually Cloister of Yoa is really good, but is it good in this one? Mechanarium. That would be a really bad Mechanarium with only few doors. Like hallway here is good enough. Like we connect to the start. We get path to the left. This would also give us another spot here, and we kind of do have the steps, so I think it's okay. Alright, let's do it. Hello there, Yoa. Just makes sense to have my paragon be a baker, considering how much I like to eat. And we successfully avoided the chapel's menace. So I guess closed exhibit will go here then, but I still need to like, oh my god. I'm sorry about that. I still need to figure out, okay, drafting on the edge is probably good. So let's go to the edge if we can. Okay. We have 2 shops right now. I'm a little bit reluctant adding another one. This would be a shop, because I will double my gold. If I could just drop down the closet here, I guess. Not really what I wanted, but yeah, I want to lose a door. Okay, let's do the closet then. It's not gonna be a really good closet, but hey, this is what it is. Okay, this will help us go north. Hello. Show us the way, Mr. Navigational Compass. Okay. Lost and found is good. I don't want it right now though. I think I'm gonna grab the showroom. Right now we actually can't afford anything, but that's okay. Bedroom, dead end, outer room. Oh, this is actually a bedroom. If I enter it with a sleeping mask, I'll get some steps. Okay. Oh, we have 3 shops now. Whoops. Oh my god. Then. Well, then is better than other stuff. Like, we're getting some really hollow space in there though, which I don't like. But it goes forward, which is good. Also doesn't spend extra steps. Cloister was definitely a good choice there though. I need to go to the right. I'm gonna leave the space in the middle for later for the closed exhibit. Yeah, this one's hard, this one's hard. Yeah, that doesn't really work for me. Maybe I should go back. Okay, that's not too bad. So we have a path to the left, we now have path to the right. We can maybe dip in here. I like the security also, but it's not too important. If I get it here, that's gonna be really good, right? More keys. Yeah, I need to get rid of the Queen's Gambit. I don't think we need it. Yeah, I don't really like any of these here. I also don't like redrawing the stars, but you could just take a random room, see what happens, and just deal with it. And if this is not successful, we can just try to do the same thing the next day. Right now we can play the days faster. We don't really need to have those monstrous long days that we had so far. I'll redraw once. Okay. Like, study would give me ability to redraw with my gems, which is pretty good, but I kinda wanna go down here. I'm gonna take the library, gonna drop a dead end room here if possible, or a hallway into a dead end room. That's gonna be pretty nice. Oh, I never read this. The Curse of the Blackbridge by Redford Evelink. Okay, so we're gonna go and read it. Okay. Move this aside. First I'm gonna take photos of it. And then we're gonna go and read it. Okay. He's telling the story about the berries, it seems like. Funny, since we do have the blessing of the berry picker. It's gonna be an interesting story, it seems like. Something out of a fairy tale. It's a big book, it's a big book. Also, I'll probably end the episode here. after we read this. So if you're not interested in that, I don't think there's gonna be much more drafting this episode. So just so you know, you can go to the next video then from the playlist. Yes, the playlist. We do have a playlist. Oh my god. All right. Oh, come on. Okay, there we go. I mean, I do want to read it. Jesus. There's a part 2. I'm sort of guy who always collected books in Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim, and always wanted to read them eventually. But I'm also a guy who never actually finished those games, let alone read those books, so it is what it is. Also, I'm not the strongest guy around. Like, I have no problem taking photos, but I just realized if you take lots of photos at the same time, holding your hands in front of you, my hands hurt. My muscles hurt. I'm so weak. Oh, there's no part 3. Ah, such a shame. Yeah, we're gonna read this and then we're probably gonna wrap it up. I mean, the house, yeah, it's a bit crazy, that's for sure. The steps are stable still, but yeah, because of the Queen Gambit we have to avoid the left side. Usually I would probably draft all the way up here and have a much better situation. If you can get that study going and a lot of like gems for redraws or a washing machine, we might get a closed exhibit here to be fit just right? We can also get a room here with like something leading up there, maybe. I really want to see the closed exhibit thing, but okay, let's read the book now, as I promised. The legend of Blackbridge is one that's well known to the people of the Grand Realm, for versions of this tale have been passed down from generation to generation. With each new telling, the story has changed, becoming over the years more colorful, more verbose, and, as one might expect, increasingly horrifying. However, with so many renditions and unique personal touches, the task of confining and binding this tale to this text seemed an ambitious and impossible challenge. Over the course of my research, I have heard dozens of variations of the legend, and while the details would often change, I was surprised how much of the story's heart remained the same. Yet the more I listened, the clearer it became that there could never be a definitive version of this tale capable of capturing all the wonder and myth of Blackbridge. In the end, I chose to write down what felt most authentic, the story my grandfather told me as a boy long ago. Part 1. The Berry Picker from Oris. Many years ago, before peace had become a familiar word, there lived a group of rogues, so wayward that the locals deemed it appropriate to call their number the Unholy Hounds. They were feral outlaws composed of society's worst in a time when society was at its worst, and for each crime that fearful travelers credited to the group, a dozen more lay unclaimed, each worse than the last. For the gentry, however, who often valued their coffers more than their companions, no crime could measure more wicked than the group's primary enterprise: high road robbery. One such member of this so-called band of rogues was a boy of 13 years, Jasper, who had not been lucky in life, having lost 2 brothers to war and parents to famine. In the years of hunger that followed, Jasper lived in a gutter behind a churchyard, relying on the nourishment of scurrying bugs and weeds harvested from the cracks of the alleyway to sustain his pitiful existence. Well, no wonder he became a robber. He had a really bad life, and nobody helped him out to raise him as a decent human being. It is not surprising that a child aiming to escape such hardships would take any easy road out. An easy and well-traveled road, paved with temptations, leading out of the city and into the gentryland, where loose purse strings entwined with the strands of salvation and glisten equally with the hope of opportunity. It was this road that eventually led Jasper to the end of his youth, a hidden cave at the bottom of Blackbridge Canyon. It was here that he met his surrogate family and saviors, that notorious gang of godless outlaws known as the Unholy Hounds. Despite the hardened circumstances that had led him to this vocation of banditry, Jasper was surprisingly tender-hearted and was often teased by the group for being too kind for such an ignoble life. Interesting word. For this reason, Jasper was assigned the innocent role of berry picker. It was not just innocence that set berry picking apart from the gang's more wicked undertakings, for it was the only duty performed without the safety of night's concealment. Jasper, no stranger to solitude, did not protest that he alone worked while the others slept soundly, tucked away in the cave at the bottom of the Blackbridge Canyon. On one such occasion, Jasper decided to get an early start. He left the cave, berry basket in hand, and set out into the woods before the morning sun had even brushed against the tallest treetops. It was colder in the mornings, but the headway dawn afforded meant Jasper could reach the furthermost berry patches without worry of being chastised for tarrying upon his return. Yeah, he went foraging. Foraging is good. You can get some berries, blueberries, bilberries, springberries. You can plant them, you can grow them. It's pretty good. It took over 3 hours on foot to reach his destination, and along the way, Jasper had... That's a big forest. 3 hours. That's like 12 areas in one direction. That's crazy. Jasper had passed by many a familiar bush, all purely pillaged and so bereft of berries that one would have to dedicate several moments in earnest examination before finding a single one. Jasper was patient, but even patience has its limits. He was confident that even accounting for the time lost to this long stretch of travel, his efforts would be well worth the pains. Surveying the patches in this new groove surprised even Jasper. The red dots suspended among the leaves seemed as numerous as stars in the skies. Oh no, it's the red berries. Don't eat the red berries. Upon seeing such a bounteous sight, he clutched his berry basket tightly and nearly toppled over out of joy. Once he had regained his senses, Jasper quickly made a decision. He would not reveal the location of this newfound treasure. Oh, selfish, are you now? So they took you in, protected you, became your surrogate family, and how do you repay them back? By being selfish? Okay, surely that's gonna end up well. He would not reveal the location of this newfound treasure. Instead, he would earn the respect of his confederates, who upon seeing his yield might attribute the success to hard work. Smiling at his plan, Jasper set off to fill his basket and was making steady strides in this task when the sound of thundering hooves interrupted him. Oh, it's Frank. Oh, it's not. A carriage is approaching. The thought of it made Jasper freeze. Had he been so enchanted by his discovery that he had neglected to observe his surroundings? How could a roadway be so close? He ducked down and crept towards the impending sound, hiding behind one of the larger bushes nearby. It was only a moment before the sound's source revealed itself. Within 50 paces of where Jasper hit, an elegant carriage with gold trim came soaring around a corner of trees, led by 2 beautiful white horses and conveyed by a stern-looking driver seated atop the vehicle, flaunting the most sophisticated regalia Jasper had ever seen. It was not just any carriage, it was a royal carriage. Even without ever having witnessed such a sight before, Jasper was certain. The sight had so transfixed Jasper that he stood awestruck, unable to tear away as the carriage approached. The little concealment the bush provided was soon proven unequal to the driver's lofty perch, and upon spotting the boy he pulled the reins with such effect that the noble steed slid to a sudden halt with precise control. "You, boy, get out from behind that bush," he shouted with rigidity that betrayed a modest amount of fear. "You startled me half to death, coming round the bend of my own drive and me seeing such an unfamiliar face in a place where there ought not be any face." Jasper quickly contemplated running. The man was much older, and his dress was suitable for courtly behavior, not dashing through the bramble and mud. I was just picking berries." Jasper raised the half-filled basket up to allow the driver to see the proof of his words. The demeanor of the man suddenly changed. It was a change that Jasper was familiar with. He had many times seen the same stern expressions on the most fiendish bandits melt away when presented with a berry basket. Any suspicions that the driver might have had instantly evaporated, for even the notion of a member of the unholy hounds picking berries seemed farcical. We're gonna learn many new words today. Farcical. Like something out of a farce? Maybe. The softened expression even made allowance for a smile. "Berries, eh? Say, you wouldn't have picked a better spot for them, could you? I used to pick berries here as a boy. Jasper took his cue to finally step forward out from behind the bush, proudly brandishing his basket. I know. And what luck I found them. I have only just begun picking, and look how many I have. It would have taken me fourfold the time back home to procure this number. The driver bent down for a closer look. And where is your home, boy? It must be quite far. Jasper replied with a scripted response. A little south of Tanner Fork, just past the burnt woods. My God, that's far. You couldn't have come all the way only this morning. It was true. Tanner Fork was in the exact opposite direction that Jasper had traveled, and while that response would seem perfectly reasonable in a location closer to Blackbridge Canyon, he could see why it might seem less believable here. Sir, I have traveled much farther for much less profit. I dare say there is no distance yet made by man that would not be worth undertaking for a price such as these. Surely you have tasted them for yourself? Jasper felt happier with this response as it seemed to amplify the man's smile. In my youth, often, but perhaps I took it for granted because I never had to travel very far. And even then, my father would always drive us here in our carriage. So I'm ashamed I never had to walk such a stretch to earn an equal reward. It was Jester's time to smile. Then let my efforts reward us both today. He raised the basket even higher. A taste in memory of your youth, sir. The driver chuckled and removed one glove, bending over the seat to reach down to the basket, and at the moment his fingers touched the first berry, the dagger in turn met his throat. Oh my God. Really, Jasper? Really? Like, how did he know what to do? Like, was he trained for it or what? Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, I understand when people who have it bad in their life go down the road of violence, but murder? Surely there is a better way. Cutting through a superficial layer of skin and drawing blood, Jasper caught the man's startled eyes. And for that taste, I will have your purse, sir, in memory of my youth. Yeah, I understand you had bad youth, but like, how about some petty theft instead? Just until you can get back to your feet. But no. The driver's arm had gone stiff, his chin raised and trembling, more frightened than he had ever been before. Whether unable or incapable of speaking, he did not respond to the boy. Perhaps he did not think his jaw could afford to be engaged at this particular time. Jasper let the basket drop, freeing his other hand to probe the man's pockets. Do not mistake me, sir. I will not kill you if you give me no cause. Though, I will admit... Oh, wait. So he didn't, like, do a lethal wound yet? Though I will admit, the thought of taking your carriage and leaving you the indignity of walking appeals to me. Unable to find a purse in the man's coat, Jasper pivoted to search the seat under him. Why have you no purse upon your person? The driver slowly raised his hand cautiously, pointing towards the carriage door behind him. Jasper lowered the knife's edge a small degree to allow the man to speak, which he did in turn softly. There's lockbox in the carriage. Well, calm down then, and grant me the courtesy of sparing your life and binding your hands, a concession, I assure you, of my tender heart, for it would be much easier to slit your throat. Okay, so this is better. Just theft. Well, it's still not ideal, but theft is better than murder. The man started to comply, slowly lowering himself from the driver's seat of the carriage. Once down, Jasper guided him away from the carriage to a nearby tree where he instructed him to get on his knees and put his hands behind his back. Excusing his inexperience, the man indulged Jasper while he figured out how to adequately bind him. The smile and kindness Jasper had seen on this man's face, now nothing more than a distant memory. In their place, cold dark eyes displaying no emotion. I wonder, should I grant you the same elements you're showing me? Jasper stopped, surprised by the question, but ignored it, secured the final bindings, and then hastily returned to the carriage. With one hand on the door's handle, he turned back to the man. If there is no lockbox, there will be no clemency. Inside the carriage was surprisingly dusty and unswept, a stark contrast to the elegant and polished golden facade of the exterior. It had apparently been many years since a passenger had enjoyed passage in this vehicle. This all but confirmed what Jesper had suspected. The driver of this carriage was not a liveried servant in the employ of some greater master. Any curiosity that this observation might have further produced was quickly abandoned upon seeing what rested under the carriage basque seat. A large wooden lockbox. Well, hopefully he has a key. Despite its hefty appearance, the box was surprisingly easy to handle. Within a few minutes, Jesper had dislodged it from its hold and carried it out into the sunlight. Inspecting the box carefully, 2 observations were made. Totemic symbols found carved on all 4 sides of the box hinted that the box was very old and likely not created by Arindian hands. Oh, is it the curse box? Oh no, it's the curse box, isn't it? It reminded him of artifacts from the old world and was presumably crafted in one of the ancient realms. Secondly, oh, it's the curse box. The box was secured by a rusted yet robust padlock and would not open easily without a key. Jesper looked over to see the driver quietly observing from his in-endangered position. "Do you perhaps have a key you can provide me to open this box?" Without emotion, the driver replied, "There is no key to that box." Jesper stood up. "Easy enough then." He headed over to a nearby rock of sizable dimensions and lifted the stone up, carrying it back to the box. If there was ever a time when that lock had been resistant to brute force, it wasn't recent. With one hit, the stone had completely shattered the rusted lock. He bent back down and opened the lid. Inside was an effigy, a crude figure chiseled from stone. Well, somebody's gonna have to do some cursed runs. Without too much deliberation, Jesper bent down and picked it up, somewhat surprised how heavy it seemed given how light the box had felt. Having expected to find something more akin to gold or gems, he looked questionably to the man, hoping to find an explanation. The driver's smile had once again returned. "You're cursed, boy, for deadly is the stone. You have opened that which should never have been opened, and you are cursed." Jesper carried the effigy over to the man and showed it in front of his face. "What is it?" "That's one." Feeling his disappointment rising to anger now, Jesper tightened his grip on the effigy. "One what, you mumbling I enter?" "Oh, I enter. Okay, should we take a picture of that?" "I enter." Well, we already have a picture. "In God's name, why have you no purse upon your person?" The man did not seem intimidated. "One pace." He paused for effect. 12 more and you will be dead." He only had a second to flinch before the effigy struck him in the head and put an end to his cryptic ramblings. If there was ever a time when the old man had been resistant to brute force, it wasn't recent. Oh well. Jesper looked down at the sculpted stone figure now splattered red. Was it cursed? Was he cursed? He had of course heard stories of curses and had never doubted their validity in the past. But now that he was standing face to face with the possibility of being cursed, his mind pleaded with him to be skeptical. And if he was cursed, what difference would the knowledge make? A dozen more paces would not be enough to find another living soul, to say nothing of the chances of procuring a remedy. If he did not move from where he now stood, he could live maybe another 3 or 4 days, maybe more given the abundance of nearby berries. A plan that, if he ignored its obvious faults, might provide additional opportunities for help to come along. But what good would that do? To be discovered here, beside the body, stolen goods in hand, bloated from berries and raving about a curse that could very well not be real. No, it would most certainly be better to face one's fate now, take a dozen paces and see if life goes on. What would I do if I got cursed like that? What if you don't take any paces? What if you tie your feet together and crawl? But Jesper found his legs unable to make that first step. His mind was unable to convince his limb to waste away 1/12 of his life in a single motion. Feeling the desperation sink in, he hopelessly looked about him for a solution. And if by some stroke of luck the gods had heard his plea, a miracle materialized before him as if he found himself suddenly at the end of a fairy tale. 2 white horses and a carriage of golden trim were beside him, the answer to his immediate prayers. He laughed at his fortune and calculated the short number of paces back to the road. 4. Perhaps only 3 if he jumped. He made a quick survey to see if there was anything he wished to grab before taking the plunge. He thought about removing the driver's fancy coat, as that appeared to be of some value, but the additional risk of undertaking such a task too great to chance, and so, after a profound breath, he took his second, third, and fourth steps, though they were quite large. Seated now behind the horses, he reached for the reins and suddenly realized that he was still gripping the effigy. If the curse was real, then it would most certainly be better left here. If, on the other hand, the story was fictitious, there might be some appraisal that could be made of the figure. It was after all found within a lockbox whose typical function of secures object of value. Having witnessed firsthand the horrors of destination, Jasper found his mind equally reluctant to allow his hands let go. If it's cursed, I die. If not today, then tomorrow. If I die, what care have I? And with that statement said aloud to the horses seemingly, Jasper took up the reins with confidence. Okay, part 2, below the Blackbridge. Okay. Yeah, actually I need my voice to rest a little bit, so I'm gonna read the next part in the next episode. So yeah, hopefully enjoyed this one. If you did, do not forget to like and subscribe. I wish you all to have a wonderful day. Do something nice, be kind to each other, and let's make the world a better place together. Thank you all for watching. Oh my god, longest day, 6 hours. And I will see you in the next episode of the Blueprints, where we're gonna... I like this, I like that. I'm gonna place down some blueprints some more, maybe do the task I set forth towards myself, finish reading the book and all that good stuff. Yeah. Let me just check something real fast. Look at how beautiful it looks when it's all completed. Niemer signing out. Bye bye.